Hey witches, I want to give y'all an update on one of my most recent experiences. This was going to be on, this was on September 21st, which was the Autumn Equinox. So, on that night, I had a successful astral travel, astral projection experience. If y'all follow my channel, you know that I have been recently, with what's going on in my spiritual path and stuff, I've decided to start focusing once again on dream magic and astral projection and astral travels and stuff like that. So I had my first successful travel recently on the equinox. So what happened was I ended up sleeping for 22 hours straight, which is really odd and bizarre because I've never done that before. So that's what happened. I slept for 22 hours, and during that time I traveled to like all of these different places astrally, and experienced all this different stuff, but mostly in this video I want to talk about, because a lot of it's like personal, y'all, but in this video I want to talk about some insights that I got during it and some information that I learned that has changed basically my kind of perceptions on how to use magic and just my spiritual path in general. Basically, I experienced, it was almost similar to when I first spoke telepathically or had any kind of telepathic link with the Holy Spirit, cosmic soul, Hecate. Y'all know I call it all those names, whatever it is. The name doesn't matter, but what it is what's important. So it was like when I first got a connection with Hecate, basically, how it felt back then, how she just would basically teach me during astral projections and astral travels, and I would just wake up with all of this insight and information and lessons, basically. It was very much like that from the first time that she spoke to me, where she actually did this while I was awake, when I was falling asleep, back in 2012, y'all. In the beginning of the winter of 2012, so around basically the fall this time of year again, when she first spoke to me. And she told me, if y'all are my friends on Facebook, y'all can go look back on my notes, on my profile, and I think I have this whole experience written out. I'm not going to break it all down in this video, but essentially she came to me and taught me all of this information that's relevant to my perceptions of spirituality and religion, and basically the exoteric and the esoteric, the outer and the inner, of my entire spiritual path. And in a very like absolute way, she just taught me what's what, y'all. That's basically how it worked with that. And that was the first night that I got in contact with her. And then from there, it changed over to where when I would astral travel and astral project for like a whole year, I kept doing that. And she was teaching me in that same similar way, but like way more of the inner mysteries of like know thyself and stuff like that, until I mastered all of that. So recently she's told me to start learning from her like that again, where I have to astral travel and all that. So that's why I started doing it again. And so on the equinox, I did this astral travel where I slept for 22 hours. Y'all, it felt like I was in this astral travel for years, like straight up. It felt like I was just in this place where time was way different from it was, from how it is in our waking life. 22 hours there was more like, it felt like a year or something, honestly. It was crazy, y'all, but I went to so many different places. And also, too, it felt like it was fast-forwarding the whole time. It was weird. It felt like a whole year's worth of information was somehow fast-forwarded through in 22 hours, if y'all can even comprehend what I'm trying to say in that way. That's kind of how it felt, y'all. And during that time, you know, that might have been exactly what it was, honestly. It might have been just Hecate re-showing me everything that I had learned in that whole year of 2013. And up to now, maybe. I don't know. But it was crazy, y'all. It was like it fast-forwarded through a whole year to me. And in that way, what the actual dream was of, like the actual images that I was seeing in this dream, was like Osiris, y'all. I'm gonna go ahead and put that as the picture on the like whenever y'all to push play or whatever, I'm gonna put the picture of how this dream image was. And it was like from Egyptian mythology. It was like Osiris, if y'all know the myth of Osiris, where his evil brother cuts him into pieces because he's jealous, and scatters the pieces around. But Osiris's wife and sister, the goddess Isis, gathers the pieces of Osiris and puts it back together and puts a new spirit in there. That's basically what I was dreaming, as far as how like the images of this dream were. It was like this whole storyline playing out like that, and where I was the character Osiris in this dream. But the information that was being communicated to me in the dream, because I know how in dreams where for instance, if you dream of some house that's not your actual house, but in the dream it just feels like that's where you live, and you just know things in your dream that whether they're relevant or not in your waking life, or whether they're true or not in your waking life, in the dream it's like you know it's true and you just know. That's how this was in the Osiris dream, y'all. It was like the images I was seeing were of the story of Osiris and Isis and all that. But the information that I was just knowing was what I'm telling y'all. It was where it was breaking down to me all of this information and knowledge. So some of the main things were, and I'm going to tell y'all some of the information it was giving me. Some of the main keys of that knowledge were that basically the physical world, the waking world, is not separate from the dream world. That's one of the main things it taught me. Like when you're sleeping, you're dreaming, and all that, all the different places you go and all this. With a lot of these occult teachers and spiritual and religious things, they try to tell you that these other realms are somewhere away from here, like they're separate from the physical realm, or they're in another place from the physical realm or whatever. But really, in reality, that's a deception and a lie to create a split in your consciousness, to where you basically disbelieve all of that stuff as being an illusion or something, and only the physical realm is real. Just know that that's a deception to make you view the world like that, and to view reality like that. But in reality, the dream realms are not somewhere else from the physical. They're not separate. They're not somewhere far away. They're not in a mystical place that's separate from the physical realm, y'all. They're right here. These realms are all coinciding. And really that your pineal gland, your third eye, is the gateway to those realms. So it's like, know thyself, y'all. Know your own mind. Know how to activate your own pineal gland. And that's your key and your gateway to the other realms. They're inside of you. But in the sense of that doorway that's inside of you is also the doorway to go to those realms. So just understand that's how that works, y'all. It's not separate. They just want you to think it's separate so that you can then say, well, maybe it's fake. If it's separate from me, then maybe it's fake. It's an elaborate deception made to make you view the world like that. But another thing was that, another reason that they try to make you not view it like that is because they don't want you to know how powerful you are. Y'all know how when you're in a dream, especially if you're in a lucid dream or an astral projection, where you're conscious of the dream state and you're controlling it, how powerful you are. You can create and control and shape and form, and whatever you want to do, you can do it. There's no limits, and you know that in the dream. You just know, like, inherently, that that's how powerful you are. You know that you're the creator. So, when you understand that the physical world is not separate from the dream world, from the astral realms, you're going to understand that you're just as powerful in this realm, in this physical world, as you are in the dream world, okay? So once again, that's part of the deception. They want you to view the dream world as separate so that you don't connect the dots, that you're just as powerful of a creator here as you are there. So that was another main thing that was taught to me during this travel. I am changing my practices because of this insight and new understanding and perception of reality. I will no longer practice gray magic, y'all. Like, I'm switching up my practices because of this. It literally changed my whole worldview. Hopefully it will help y'all too. But I feel like I went through a spiritual rebirthing experience again. Yeah, hold on. It really does feel exactly how it felt when Hecate first came to me. So y'all go back and read that note on Facebook. If you're my friend on there, if you're not my friend on Facebook yet, you can go to my channel page on YouTube and go to the About page, and there'll be a link to my Facebook profile where you can add me as a friend. And you can go back on my notes and read about the experience when Hecate first came to me. It feels the same way right now, y'all. It feels like she's just opened a whole nother doorway to me. Because really at first, the first time that she really manifested in this way, I mean, she's been manifest in my life ever since she first came to me. But as far as like teaching me in these deep levels like this, I really think this is the next chapter of my personal spiritual path. Because in the first time that she did this, it was like she was teaching me the inner mysteries, like I told y'all. Know thyself. And now, this time, I'm pretty sure that it's going to be that she's teaching me the outer mysteries of the other realms and stuff like that. So, I'm changing up how I do magic now because I have some new insights. I'm not going to practice gray magic anymore. Basically because she was teaching me stuff about that too. You know that goddess Isis was a powerful sorceress, just like Hecate was a witch goddess. Isis is pretty much a witch goddess as well. They're very powerful in magic, and not only can they teach you mysteries of your own consciousness and your own self and stuff like that, but they can also teach you how to do powerful spells. Pretty much every spell that I do now is guided by Hecate. She teaches me what items to use, how to do the ritual, what words to say, everything. She directs all of it, y'all. And that's really what you want. Aleister Crowley said that what makes someone into a master witch or magician or whatever you want to call it, what makes someone into a master of magic is being able to communicate with spirits. And the reason why is because their magic, these gods have been existing, y'all. These spirits have been existing for a lot longer than you have. Okay, so They know all of this like a science, exactly how to do spells the most powerful way. I mean, they know. So they can teach you how to do spells like in the most powerful way and stuff, and that's really what's going to make you master. It doesn't mean that you know everything. It means that because you can talk to a spirit that's far older than you, it can tell you the answers to things that you want to know. So becoming a master really means that you have become a student to a spirit or a god. Okay, y'all. So another thing with these experiences is that now I understand that I am to become a medium, y'all. So that's something else I'm going to be working on this year, during this dark half of the year, y'all. I'm going to be learning, I mean, I pretty much already have been learning how to be an oracle, how to talk to Hecate specifically as a spirit. I've talked with other spirits already as far as gods and goddesses, like Papa Legba, the Angel Metatron, Archangel Michael, some different spirits and goddesses, Oshun, Oya, the Orishas and Loas and stuff. I've talked with a lot of different spirits telepathically already, since Hecate taught me how to talk telepathically. And I've talked with some actual human souls that I've crossed over to already. I'm still not at the point though where I can control the actual medium encounters with talking with human spirits. I can control it when I'm talking to gods and goddesses and stuff like that. But I still have not been able to master as far as talking with human souls. So I'm pretty sure that that's the next step in my journey as well, is to master being a medium. And of course, once I get that down, y'all, I will start offering readings for that too. Along with tarot readings and stuff. I'm still going to keep doing that, but I'll also start doing medium readings. So, so I won't be doing gray magic anymore. I've learned some things where in this astral travel, it taught me how to do how to handle situations in a different way with just light magic, or really, I shouldn't call it light magic. That's just how I term it, like, personally, but I know that people would misunderstand that. So I should really say, I mean, I pretty much broke this down, y'all, in my previous video, Why I'm a Grey Witch. I explained, like, my personal definitions of light magic or white magic, dark magic, black magic, and gray magic. I broke all down how I use those terms. So, once again, I just view it as intention. Your intention colors the magic. I feel like magic is just one energy, y'all. It's one power, and it's like a neutral energy that's just there. We are the ones with our intentions that color that magic to be, you know, light, dark, white, black, or gray, however that goes. So, with gray magic, how I defined it, I was saying that I don't seek to harm others, but if I feel that it was necessary to harm someone, like in a protective way or in a defensive way, then I used to be okay with that, with gray magic. And that's what I was considering gray magic, where your intentions change sometimes from having the highest good of everyone in mind. And the reason why is because of this experience. I learned that there's other ways that you can handle that. If someone's trying to harm you, you don't have to let your intentions change to harm them in a defensive way. You can still keep that person's highest good in your mind as well, and like not bind them, not hex them, not do anything to banish them even, but really you can do like a healing spell on that person and stuff like that to work for their